Okay, some of you guys know that Anthony and I, we did a tour last year. We did 28 dates around the States. That rhymed.
We did?
Bruh, how blacked out were you the last 3 months?
Yeah, we did that. We totally did that.
We did a stand-up tour, which is coming to Australia and Europe if the coronavirus decides to chill. But I'll let y'all know about that. We thought we'd just go through because obviously you guys see the show, but you don't see the stuff that happens around the show or stuff like that. We have some bad stories.
I think they're great stories.
No, they're fantastic stories. They just make us look like idiots. So we thought, this is just like a podcast chill. We'll just go through and we'll just tell you guys stories about the stuff that happened around the show. First show, it was June 16th, 2019. We played a trial show at the Regent in LA. And I think the funniest thing about this was, I've been on stage before. You've never been on stage before. If you've seen the show, okay, is it a spoiler for Europe and Australia? A little bit, but get past it. Also, because I need to change up the show from now to then. So the intro of the show, every single day for 28 dates, Anthony came on in a bag. This is not like a normal, like, ladies and gentlemen, Neil and Big Jiggly Pen, and we walked out. No, I fought a ninja 28 times, and then he was dragged out in a duffel bag 28 times.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, see, the best part about that is that, like, the first time we did this, it was a test show, obviously. Like,
it was a smaller venue.
We had only talked about doing this stuff, like, in context, not actually, like, done it.
Mm-hmm.
So the night of the first show, they're just like, hey, let's try to put you inside of this bag to see if it even works. Obviously, they know the show's going to start in, like, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And we had never tried this. We're like, maybe we should see if this works. There's, like, the stage, and the next door is the green room, which is, like, the hangout spot.
Yep.
I go over there, and there's literally a duffel bag on the ground.
From Target. It's not a big duffel bag at all.
No, it's like what you would pack your belongings in to go on a weekend trip. And I was the belongings. I thought they were joking. I'm like, literally, this is what I get in. So we try it. I fit. It's claustrophobic as hell. I don't immediately come out. You talk for a little bit. You drag your ninja
it's
out.
like 15 minutes, and then Anthony comes out.
Right. And, well, we had never done this before, so our timing was off. So I literally got in the bag like 5 minutes too early. And I'm just laying in this...
You're just suffocating in this bag
in this duffel bag. But not only that, but I'm like... There's like 600 people in the crowd. I've never done this before.
Right.
I start having panic attacks.
I'm so sorry for laughing, but...
Panic attacks. I know everybody that's watching this, I'm sure, to an extent, has dealt with anxiety or panic attacks, and I was doing it inside of a duffel bag. Like, it was terrible.
I think what's funny about this entire thing is I worked on this show. The first meeting I had about the show was November 17th, so it's 2 years basically from my first meeting to getting on the stage, and about a year into that, around end of 2018 is when I brought you on board. So I already had my part that I fought someone on stage 28 different times. That is the intro for me coming on the stage. Okay, we both like I come out fighting someone and having a choreographed fight scene for the first few minutes of the show or first minute of the show. Well, how do we bring you on stage? So we're like, what if I tell a story? And then we'll drag you out in a bag every night to go along with said story.
I just said sure.
For the entire time, we're like, oh, it'll be like a hockey goalie bag or something like that. It's like, your bag you fit in was like this size.
Yep.
And then we really dragged you on the stage. What happened?
Well, if you guys were at any of the shows and you saw the video, so we're not actually doing this on stage, like what Craig is talking about with the fight. Like, it's a pre-recorded video. Like if you watch like stand-up specials. But
I wanted to try and go from like in Netflix specials and stuff like that. They always have a thing where like they walk up the stairs and then it kind of transitions to them on stage. Right. I wanted to do something like that. So the first bit of the show is a 5-minute like skit reel that we did just messing around.
Yeah.
And then 50 minutes go by. I tell my story, and as a part of the story, you come out in a bag.
Right. But so every theater is different. You have to keep that in mind. Some theaters have really big stages. Some theaters have like really cool like backstage areas where you can like hang out and wait. Some stages, like where we did our test show, are really small, and the only access to them are steps. So remember, I'm in a bag. They have to get me on the stage, so they have to drag me upstairs in a duffel bag from Target. And literally, we get like 2 steps up, and I just hear like, I just thought I was gonna die. I didn't think I was gonna live that night. It was literally the handles were ripping off of the bag because it's not meant to hold a 220-pound man. It's meant to hold like 3 pairs of shoes and, some shirts for your like soccer trip or something. I don't know. It was terrible. We actually upgraded. Like, we got a real bag for me for the actual tour, but that test night, man.
That was so bad.
I was ready to like just be like, all right, I'm done.
Because the idea is like,
we got to find something new.
Anthony rolls out and I'm standing over here and I look at the bag. I'm like, what could it be? So I open the bag, and for the normal show, Anthony would do something stupid like, hello, or he'll try and make me laugh while he's in the bag. The first night I open up, I see just your mouth just agape like, oh! You're just gonna grasp for any fucking breath you can.
I just wanted out of that thing, man. I just wanted out. It was like that weird because I had like stage fright, so I didn't want to be on stage, but I was also like claustrophobic. I didn't want to be in the bag. Like I just wanted to disappear. I just didn't want to be there anymore.
All right, let's go through our phones. Let's just go through photos.
God, well, I switched phones like halfway through the tour, so you're gonna have more photos than I do.
So leg one. Leg one was Toronto, Cleveland, Chicago, and Detroit.
Yep.
Which ended up being the biggest leg of the tour because all the venues were like over 1,000 plus. Basically, whenever I had this tour, they're like, okay, a normal tour is like 5 to 7 dates long. If you want, we can get like 2,500 to 3,000 person venues, or we can do longer tours. I want to do because I wanted to travel the country and do like 800 to 1,000.
Right.
There's obviously some bigger, some smaller. So leg one was the biggest.
Yep.
First show in Toronto. You nearly backed out of the tour.
Yep.
And you also got basically you got into a fight on stage for a show. You literally put it this way. There's parts of the story where Anthony and I, during our stand-up bits, we both have like, stand-up stories that we do. And there's a part of Anthony's story that kind of gets very like sentimental to him and is very like, it's very touchy-feely. So that was the second time we've ever done it, the first time on the actual tour. And there's a kid at the back of the venue. He's not heckling coherently. You suck! We never really got that on tour.
No.
It was just people going like, take your clothes off, which we'll get to later. This kid, he was just at the back of the venue, Fortnite dancing in a bright yellow outfit. He was Fortnite dancing, doing his thing, and just going, ah!
For like the entire show. Like it wasn't just during my story.
You're over here pouring your heart out, and there's this guy in a yellow neon check going, ah!
Dude was so excited he just couldn't sit down. Like our show between like the video and the actual show itself was like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
This kid danced for, I don't know, all of it.
Yes,
it was unbelievable that he had the stamina to do that.
Because when you're on stage, a lot of people ask us, like, how do you go on stage? Or how do you not get stage fright? If you notice that we have giant spotlights in our eyes, right? So we can only see, like, the first 3 rows and then just a black void that is. The way I describe stand-up comedy is you're shouting into a black void, but you get, like, a friend's laugh track slapped in the face every once in a while when you say something funny.
If you do it right.
If you do it right. But the thing about it was a black void and then just a neon silhouette of just this.
Yeah.
Just seeing his shoulders go.
Yeah. He was close enough to the stage that where he was, like, illuminated to where you're trying to tell a story and you just, like, want to close your eyes because if you open them, all you see is...
And, he was just incoherent yelling.
It was, yeah. That was...
There was that. My brother joined me on the whole first leg.
Oh, my God.
So that came through. The people after the show, because what we did is we went out and we did like a meet and greet at the show every single night. Well, not really a meet and greet. It was like impromptu, just 5 minute, because we weren't really allowed to. People go to the bus, we say hi, and we get on our way, because security, that's all we're really allowed to do.
Right.
People of Canada literally came up to us and went, I'm so sorry for my country for that kid. People were apologizing on behalf of Canada. I'm like, y'all are apologizing to me? Canadians are apologizing? I feel like that's like a bucket list tick off. Like, I got a Canadian to apologize. I realize it's not hard, but it felt great.
Well, I mean, it wasn't just that kid. Like, there was... Oh, look at that. There we go.
This was a friend group that were like, there's like 15 of us. We all wanted to sign this and give it to you. Someone literally went... I got you a flag with some friend signatures. I'm sorry for the weird child. And that was that.
It was a nice gesture. It was a nice gesture. There was, you were telling your story. It gets emotional. Like, we both tell, like, serious stories to send a message. And Craig was in the middle of his, and I believe some kid yelled, yeet? Yeah.
Spoiler alert, there's a little tiny part of the tour I talk about the car accident, right?
Yeah.
Back in 2017.
I didn't want to say it, but everybody knows that.
Fine. Everyone knows that, exactly. We'll change it up for Australia and Europe. But anyway, I remember I got hit, and I told the story about how I got flown 45 feet, how Jay got flown 55 feet, and as I'm like, as soon as I said, and we got hit by the Tower of Tacoma, this kid back row, yay! I'm like, no. Let's not, small child. Let's not.
It was interesting because the Toronto was really like our first like polished show.
Yeah.
After the warm up, and
if you went to leg one to leg 7, different show. It's a different show.
No, obviously their perception, your guys' perception, if you saw the show, might be different than ours. But we did a lot of them. You guys saw 1. Some people saw 2.
Yeah.
Because they traveled, which is nuts.
There was a guy in Seattle who was like, there's like 10 people got this. Like, can you sign my arm and I'll get it tattooed and send it to you? This guy, we were doing Seattle and then down to Portland. The Seattle show, he came backstage saying, can you sign my arm? I want to go get a tattoo tomorrow morning in Portland. and then come through to the Portland show and then show you. So I have this photo of the kid who came through. I wasn't sure if he was actually gonna do it, and then he was like, "Oh, by the way, I'm the guy from last night." I'm like, "You're lying." Oh my! Some people got it on their shoulders. Someone got it on their back.
Yeah.
Like people got like our just signatures tattooed on them from that tour, which is nuts. It's the biggest compliment, but that is nuts.
Yeah, we had some more crazy stuff happened pretty regularly, which we'll talk about, I'm sure. All right, so that's Toronto. I mean, I feel like we've only said negative things. Toronto was great, guys. It was like a learning experience for us both.
So here's the bag. There's the bag. Ty, we'll get a bigger photo, but that was the goalie bag that Anthony was stuck in every single night. The first show was a third of that size. Flashbacks.
It's my war flashbacks when I see that bag.
Look at that pretty boy right there. No, not you. That guy.
Oh, the memories. So we went Toronto to Cleveland.
Oh no.
Yep. You already know what story's coming here now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not the only one that has embarrassing stories.
Go on.
All right, so the Toronto show was the first show. We started in a different country, so that way we didn't have to worry about international travel halfway through, whatever.
Yeah.
We just get it done with. So we go from Toronto to Cleveland, which is a great city because it's from Ohio, and that's where I'm from. Or it's in Ohio. Whatever. Anyway, it's not important. In Canada, we did not get a chance to get poutine because we weren't there very long.
Yep.
We had, obviously we get there, we have to sign a bunch of posters, we have to set up, we have to do sound check,
Yep.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We have to eat at some point, like be humans. We didn't get time to go and get the poutine that we wanted. So in Cleveland, Craig is like, well, crap. I mean, we're here till like 3, 4 a.m.
There's so many poutine places on
right.
Postmates.
Like he's
poutine.
on Postmates scrolling. He's like, dude, there's so much poutine here. We're close enough to Canada. Let's just try it. And I'm like, sure, let's do it. So he orders it. We wait. We're chilling on the bus. We're talking. We're having some beers, whatever. And he gets a notification like, oh, DoorDash or Postmates, whatever is here. So he goes to the front of the venue, and I just wait for him to come back.
I'm calling the guy. The guy is like, he called me. I'm at the front of the venue, and I was like, okay, let me meet you outside. So I go to the front of the venue, and I don't see a car. There is no one here because normally a lot of these venues they're either in the middle of the city or in the middle of nowhere. This is one of them in the middle of nowhere places.
Right.
So we called him, and I was like, I don't see anywhere. And I looked at the map, and
he had his poutine delivered to Toronto, Canada, not Cleveland, Ohio.
my Postmates was delivering my food in a different country.
Not even a different state, a different city. It's literally hundreds of miles away.
So what do
in a different country.
I realized while I'm on the phone with this guy, I'm like, you're delivering it to the Danforth Music Hall. That is yesterday's venue in a different country. So I was like, if you could just leave it out front, that would be great. I'll be there in like 5 minutes or something like that. So he left it, hung up, and there's some homeless guy out there that ate good that night. They had some good ass poutine.
Yep. I mean, we were upset we didn't get our food, but it was funny. It's a funny story.
You know what the best part is?
It's not the only time you did that.
I did it twice.
Not that same night. That would have been incredible.
No, I think it was Florida or something like that.
Yeah, it was a couple legs later. It was like a month or two later. So you had a relapse moment. You were fine.
I had 2 months of just agony from you guys not leaving that one alone, and then I do it again.
And then he did it again, just to ensure that we never stop making fun of him for it.
Oh, I love it though. Okay, so that's leg one.
Yep.
Leg two: Seattle, Portland, San Francisco, Boulder.
Hold on. Did we have anything fun in Detroit or Chicago?
They were sick venues. The Vic was one of my favorite venues. The Chicago venue.
Yeah.
That's where I did my my U2's promotion. Which, by the way, Mailad V2, you can get yours on the 20th of March. There we go. I completely blanked out for a second. You can get mine the 20th of March looking like this. And also, you can get his U2s on the 20th looking like this. Get yourself a giraffe and a panda. 10 a.m. PST. Get yourselves U2s. Last one sold out in days. This one's adorable. You're not going to regret it. Please love me. Also, I wanted it as kind of like an ode to the giraffe segment. And obviously, Anthony's a panda.
Yes.
So being on a panda makes sense.
I'm clearly a panda bear.
I think like those U2s, like my second one, your first one, are like some of the best U2s.
Oh, they're adorable.
I'm so happy with how they came out.
We're definitely not biased, but they are some of the best ever made.
I think they're the best ever made.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
It's biased, I understand.
That means 2 new fits for you.
Do I have some?
I'm going to take one so you don't have so many.
There's 2 there. There's 6 down. I have 16 fits in my house. There is 6 downstairs. The reason I'm saying this is because every time there's a new drop, I get a fit. Like, Schlatt
Remember
released
me?
his today, I'm going to get another fit in the mail.
In 5 years, there's gonna be a landfill filled with.
And now they just won't stop sending me things. Anyway, sorry, that was a side note. Please buy our U2s.
I'm trying to think if Detroit had anything fun. That was when Chris got all the burgers and then ran into the club.
Oh, Chris. Okay, explain Chris. So,
All right.
okay, let's go through our tour. We had, because there were 7 of us, right? There was
Yep.
myself. There was Anthony. There was our audio-visual guy. His name was Alex. There was a guy from AEG. AEG's kind of like the rep who bought out the entire tour.
Yep.
So they have one of those in the bus at all times. Chris and Paz, they kind of swap between on different legs. We had Burgers. His actual name is Burgers. He is our tour manager.
Yup.
And then we had a few different merch people, but we had Evan, who was kind of like the assistant.
Yep.
And then we had Jules towards the end up, who was in charge of merch.
Yes. Jules was tour mom. But
Yep.
anyway, Chris, who worked for AEG, which was like the rep.
And Alex. So I guess it was technically 3.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
Anyway.
He was not with AEG. He did VIP stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Chris, well, we all enjoyed drinking on the tour. We're traveling the country. We're all adults here. We
Yep.
were having some fun. So we went to a bar after the show because we were all celebrating like, hey, we did a good job. Woo! We didn't kill anybody. And we go to the bar. We have some drinks. And on the way back, Chris is like, y'all, we have to get some of these burgers. I've heard these burgers are delicious.
Mhm.
So we stop in. He grabs like 5-6 burgers. And we're walking back to the bus. And this man loves him some Burning Man, y'all.
He
That's-
loves Burning. He came back from Burning Man. It was mentioned every other sentence. And he just heard of house music. He heard the kick drum going. And without even thinking, he's like, having these burgers, like, boys, I'll be back.
Yeah, he literally just handed us the burgers. And just,
There you go.
it was gone. But here's the best part. We thought he was gone. This guy beat us back to the bus.
He went inside. He basically went like this. Like, you ever see the grandpa meme from Simpsons?
Yes.
Where he like put his hat on, realized it's not good, grabs his hat and walks out. He beat us to the bus, which was a block away.
This man, he's a rare specimen.
He's a good boy.
He was amazing. That was, God almighty, one of many good Chris memories.
One of the weirdest experiences I had on tour. Well, okay, let's go Seattle. Seattle, you guys saw basically the behind the scenes of the tour. I did a video on this channel. I'll leave a link in the description. You can go check that out afterwards so you can visualize all this stuff. Portland was kind of like my home show because I lived there, which was shot in a high school.
Yeah.
So this venue was a high school.
Maybe using the term shot in a high school is not the best wording
Oh
for the United States.
no! Oh no!
Just figured I'd catch that before the old comment section did.
Oh no!
Oh.
It was performed in a high school. This high school shut down in 1981. It was called Washington High School, and the main theater, or the main like assembly hall, got changed into like an 800-person venue.
Mhm.
The green room was the old the old teachers' lounge.
Yep.
And every classroom was like a WeWork, so every classroom was like a different startup business.
Mhm.
And that for me was one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, that was
So good.
It was such a cool venue.
Yep.
Just such a cool crowd too.
Mhm.
I mean, it's Portland. Everybody there is like super chill,
Yep.
stoned out of their minds. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
the good stuff.
October.
Portland. Yeah, I know there's like this big debate between cities about like between Portland and Seattle
Mhm.
about like which is better. I had an experience in Seattle that kind of makes me want to vote for Portland.
Oh yeah, go on. Oh this. Go on, son.
So I'm sure a lot of you people are aware that in larger cities, especially areas where it's expensive to live, there's homeless issues. Quite a large homeless population in Seattle. And we were playing at a theater where there's construction, there's alleys, it's in the city. A lot of homeless people. I was still dealing with a lot of anxiety before the shows. And this is only like our 5th show because we started in Seattle for this leg. So before the show, I would always go out back at the theater, get fresh air, just isolate. Like I can have my moment to get myself ready. So I'm standing outside, you know, I'm on my phone scrolling through Twitter. I have my earphones are in and I'm listening to music. And I hear this earphones, whatever, not sponsored. And I hear this dude just like, hey! Hey! I'm like, what the hell? So take out my earphones, my airphones, my pod ears, and I look over and there's this homeless dude at like the end of this alley just screaming, not at me, just like looking around, just screaming. I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna ignore this. And everything is fine, you know, 5-10 minutes goes by, everything's fine. Then I hear screaming again, and I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? And I look over, and now he's looking at me, screaming, like, ah! Losing his mind. I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna ignore this. You know, he just screams, he's whatever. I'm like, all right, just ignore him. You know, he'll go away. It's like a bear attack, right? Just play dead. He'll go away. And I start feeling like things coming past me. Like like in like the Matrix when the bullets are flying past him in slow motion, he's like ducking. That's what it felt like. And I look over and this homeless dude is still screaming at me, throwing rocks. Literally throwing rocks at me.
This is 10 minutes before stage time.
Yes!
Well.
In this back alley where there's construction stuff, this homeless dude's like screaming and throwing rocks. I hold up my hands like this, like, dude, what are you doing? And he screams, don't throw gang signs at me! Like 100%. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he just like is freaking out and like acting all crazy and stuff. And I'm like, dude, if you hit me with one of these rocks, I'm gonna have to beat you to death with a 2x4 and then go on stage. I don't want to do this.
Yep.
So I just went inside before I got assaulted or had to assault. But that was my welcome to Seattle. First time in the city, got screamed at and thrown rocks at by a homeless dude.
Seattle was good. I think Seattle as a place is really cool.
Yeah, no, that won't scar Seattle for me. It's just I won't ever go into a back alley behind a theater with AirPods in again.
Yep.
Ever. Earphones. Thank you for sponsoring Peach.
And then we go on, and then we have San Francisco. And San Francisco there's like a weirdo per tour. So the first leg was Toronto, and then we had San Francisco. San Francisco, the way it was lined up, it was a gorgeous venue, like so pretty. But it was a very long venue. So there was like two or three different like aisles full of people, and then like 2 aisles.
And then a big balcony.
Yeah, and then the round balcony.
San Francisco had a big balcony, yeah.
That's right. But there was it was like this fat Chinese guy, right? Like very, very stocky. What he would do is he would run, because the way it would work is like the seating area would be here, and there'll be like an elevation, and we were like up on stage up here. He came to the front of the aisles and just did this, like he was security. And then whenever Anthony and I would tell a joke, he would conduct the crowd in laughter. He would just do this, like every time we said a joke, and then he would go back, hands behind his back, and on with the show he went. There's a part of the show where we include Nerf guns, fully automatic Nerf guns. It's just come to the show, you'll figure out what I mean. And what this guy did is he realized there was guns on stage. He was like, oh, I want to get the guns. And so he crawled around back. He got up on the stage, got both the Nerf guns, and like, you see like in COD, well, I'm going to say COD, in war, but you know what I mean, where he grabs both guns and like fist bumps them in the air, like on stage in front of us, like, yeah! Like trying to shoot them in the air. And at that point, we're like, that's dangerous. We didn't ask anybody to leave. We're just like, if you could just go to the side, I appreciate you.
Just go to your seat?
Just go over there, please.
Yeah, that guy. I forgot about that guy.
Yeah, San Francisco. And then Boulder was one of my favorite crowds. One of my least favorite things happened at Boulder.
God, yeah.
Do you remember that? Boulder, Colorado. Like I said before, we have like a 4-minute intro of going through, and we're doing skits and things like that. And then I fight a guy, and then the fight leads up onto stage. Mm-hmm. And I fight a guy every single night on stage. That was the intro. So I drag him on by his hair. I leave him down. He situates himself. And for the tour, we got professional, like Hollywood style, like fight choreography lessons. So we had like fight choreography, and then he taught me how to like properly hit someone on the ground. So he said, if they're lying between your legs, put your left foot over and like really overextend, and then go down, missing his head. But because we're the crowded situation, it looks like you just decked him in the face.
Right.
So that went fine for 9-10 shows. Today's show was a little different, because what happened was I went down, my back foot slipped, and my whole shoulder hit the wooden floor below. I dislocated my shoulder in Boulder, Colorado on stage. So I went down, I hit it, I hear it, I'm like, because I dislocated it before, I'm like, this is bad. This is really bad. So what I do, it was one of the most gnarly things I've ever done in my life. I've watched every single season of Bondi Rescue. Fantastic show. But, so they kind of, in that show, I learned how to like kind of half put your shoulder back into play. So what I did is I grabbed it as I'm like still on stage. The crowd's like, Mini Lad, yeah! And I kind of go like this. I swing it, clip it, and then I hear my shoulder just like the lowest like you've ever heard of it going back into place. I realized like somehow I threw it back in, and then my left hand, the only show on tour where I performed with my left hand doing stand-up like this. For 3 weeks after that, I was in a massive brace. That hurt! I love you, Colorado. That was one of my favorite shows, but I did dislocate my shoulder on your stage. If you were there at the show, you'll now realize why I was in tears I wasn't crying, but whenever you dislocate your shoulder, you're gonna have something. People ask me, like, "Were you okay at the beginning of the show?" I was like, "Yeah, fine." 'Cause I didn't want to worry them. I didn't want them to be like not enjoying the performance because all they're thinking about is my well-being. So I never told anyone until after tour.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks, Boulder. I dislocated my shoulder on your stage.
It's not their fault. You're stupid.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So we ended. What was that? Leg 2.
That was leg 2.
God.
And then I have just pictures of this. So this is Alex and Anthony.
Yep. That's.
And they got my phone.
Wow. This was pre-haircut on tour for sure.
Yes, it was. It just keeps going.
Oh, so what came after Boulder? Did we have our little break after Boulder?
Yeah. This happened at the VIP Q&A.
Oh God.
Someone's like, "We get you onesies for you to wear."
I think that was San Francisco, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Oh my God. And then we go to leg 3, Falls Church, Virginia.
Oh no.
Look, how do I say this?
It's not your fault, Falls Church.
It's not your fault. As far as a crowd goes, you guys are great.
Yep.
Venue sucked. Like, it was bad. Falls Church, Virginia. We play at this venue where we walk in first day and we get up to the green room. We realize there's not much there. The staircase is janky as anything. And there's cockroaches on the plates. There's cockroaches in the cups. There's cockroaches in the fridge.
Like, not alive. They're dead.
They're dead.
So you know they've been there for a minute. It's a cockroach.
Exactly. I have a picture. I'll throw it up. But there was in the sink was just nasty and like crystalled over from the shear and like calcium or whatever buildup's going on there.
Yeah.
And then we go up to the show itself, and there was 2 venues on tour which we did a dinner setup.
Yeah.
Falls Church, Virginia was one of those where we didn't know this was happening. The venue knew, but we didn't know that people were getting served food whilst we were performing. So you got to understand, when people are watching us, facing us, and interacting, it's fantastic because it's stand up. A lot of these jokes take a long time to build up and callbacks, etc. And they're just nomming on steak the entire time we're performing. And you got to realize that whenever you pause for a laugh, there's a laugh, and then there's a split second of nothing. But you realize because there's a split second of nothing, all you hear in the background is
Like silverware on plates.
yeah, and you're
Like this. Just.
yeah.
Oh, that was a good joke, Craig.
Oh, medium well, just the way I like it. Actually, medium well. No, medium rare. That's what I meant to say.
Okay, there you go. About to say medium well. I'm gonna
Yeah.
stab.
I said that in the video. If you like your steaks well done, you should be ashamed of yourself. The
Should.
comment section didn't like that too much,
Should.
but they're also wrong.
If I was a chef and you ordered your steak medium or well done, I would just refuse it.
You're gnawing on a hockey puck at that point.
Yes.
Anyway, and then we had the waitress. Explain the waitress.
Okay, so I guess a little bit of backstory leading up to this.
Yep.
We had somebody at the Falls Church show who was disabled and wanted to meet us. And obviously, somebody being in a situation where mobility is limited, them going out to the bus wasn't an option. Craig and I said, sure, we'll hang out with them. And we hung out with them for like
30, 45 minutes.
yeah, it was great. We had a good talk. It was
They're
awesome.
awesome, yeah.
Love you guys. By the way, you guys were great. But the waitress that served that section that night approached us as we were walking up to them and said, hey, were you guys, we were on stage, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah. She was like, you guys should make a bit in your show where you teach people how to tip because nobody in my section tipped tonight. And I literally just stared at her like, are you joking? Like, you're telling me this? Why are you doing this? Like, she was dead serious.
Dead serious.
So I'm like, okay, whatever. I like make somebody else talk to her because I was just so flabbergasted. I used to serve and do busing for like 7 years. Like, you can't talk to people like that.
Right.
Then she had the audacity while we were talking to these people to walk up to us and say, hey, sorry to interrupt. My daughter's a huge fan. Will you sign this for me? Like, I know I'm not allowed to swear on this channel, but what the fuck? Really?
That was the only time only time in my life I've ever declined a signature because the way she treated us before it was appalling. It was bad.
Right.
It's like your crowd is just so young, which actually was more like average age of like
No.
16. I thought it was like 12. It's like, we didn't get paid tonight because you didn't get tipped. So make it a part of your set to tell people to tip. I'm like, well, just be better then, huh? How about that there, butto?
It was appalling. If you work in customer service, you can't do that.
Exactly.
Especially if I'm, I don't want to, we're not like tooting our own horns here, but those people were there because of us. I don't know why you're telling us this. Like, talk to, I don't know, your manager?
Yeah.
at your job. It was appalling. It was weird. I've never
Not
been.
the guys who found cockroaches upstairs in the green room 5 hours earlier.
Right. It's like
New York City, the biggest show on tour. We played PlayStation Theater, Times Square, incredible venue. This happened. We got our faces on our own billboard, which is crazy. That was a phenomenal show. But my only mess up that I can think happened in the biggest theater that we played. So this is what the venue looked like: gigantic theater, and. What happens is whenever I'm doing our stand-up bits, we both go off stage. So, like, I have like 15-20 minutes to say my story. Anthony has 15-20 minutes to say his story. And at the end of my story, because I want people to leave with a message, because we both crafted these stories where it's a roller coaster where it goes up and it goes down, but it has a message that you can take away for like a positive message, because we want you guys to do well. And at the end of my story, the quote I say is, "The best thing that ever happened in my life came from the worst thing that ever happened in my life." And I go on a little bit, I do like a little motivational bit, and I go on from there. New York City, there was maybe, 1,100, 1,200 people there. And my brain turned off. I'm being stared at everyone. New York was probably the quietest. It wasn't quiet by any comedy standards.
it's just a hard to please crowd.
It was a very hard to please
New York
crowd.
City, for God's sake.
It was still a great show.
Yeah.
But
No, I'm not complaining at all.
there was no show that went badly, which is awesome. But I go out on stage, and I tell people, I'm like, all right, New York, this is what happened. The whole reason why I told you guys the story is for this reason alone. The worst thing is because the best thing and the worst, best, it was... And then Anthony, off stage, comes to the mic and says, what are... He swore, I can't swear on this channel. What are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know, come back on stage and help me. My brain turned off. Our audio visual guy, we called him God throughout the show. Even he was like, one of the only times he ever came on the mic doing, Craig, what happened? Did you just have a stroke? And I said, absolutely. Because everyone else was like, what's going on? And like, our team is pissing themselves.
Oh, yeah.
I am freaking out. I'm having
yeah.
a panic attack on stage. But the rest of them was just dying.
It's great. It's like when you hit your funny bone and everybody else laughs, but you're miserable. It was like that. It was just like that. It was fantastic. Yeah, New York was, man, that's something I'll never forget, is playing New York City.
Times Square. Like,
Yeah.
that's what's wild to me. It wasn't even just New York City. It was Times Square. Like, it
Yep.
was actually on the main part. It wasn't like a few blocks away. It was there. It was mad.
It was awesome. Awesome.
I have my notes here, and I just have Paz Meister written down. That's So AEG sent out their reps, the guys who bought out the tour. We had Chris for like 1 or 2 legs, and then we had a guy called Paz who came on for 4 or 5, and then we had Chris on the final leg. Would you like to explain Paz? Okay, we love this guy to pieces. He's such a good dude.
Yeah, but we're gonna make fun of him because we love him so much.
Exactly.
So Paz is a heavy set Hispanic dude.
Yep.
That wears hats backwards like me all the time. He's into shoes and stuff like me.
Yep.
But he's also the kind of guy that will be sitting by himself in a room 25 feet from everybody else and just start going like, and you're like, what is going on with this guy?
This is what it was like. Anthony will be sitting, like, every day we did hundreds of VIP posters and things like that.
Oh, I know where this is
And
going.
he'll be in the room beside just doing this.
Yes, everything was Meister with him. Everything. So if there was Evan, if he was talking with Evan on our tour, it was Evan Meister.
And they just, Panda, Mini Panda.
Yep. Sometimes when we were on stage,
Out
you
of
could
the
hear it. We went to a concert in New Orleans, and during like soft parts of the songs, I would just hear him going like, Panda. like,
Oh, wait.
yeah, like.
I didn't really get it. You went with Jason. Jason was our bus driver. Jason's one of the nicest guys I ever met.
Oh, he was so cool.
Because you went with Jason that night.
Yeah, Jason came with us, and then Paz came out, and then just during like in between songs, you'd hear people talking in the crowd, and just in the distance, like, like I'm like, oh my god, no, not here, not here, not here.
I'm just thinking, just for consistency's sake, here's a group photo of everyone, okay? Actually, no, Paz wasn't there. Paz was getting stuff done. So this is everybody else. Paz looked like this, just so you can understand. Great dude, strange boy.
Yeah, but we're all strange, so that's fine.
Big true, 100%. Pittsburgh are one of my favorite
Oh,
crowds.
Philadelphia came first. Philadelphia, then Pittsburgh.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, because we got the Philly cheese. Oh.
Dude, so Philadelphia is probably like top 3 show for me. The crowd was amazing. We
So
were on
good.
not Butler, Temple's campus in Philadelphia. A beautiful campus, by the way. Temple's amazing, but the crowd, it was literally like we were playing to a laugh track. Like it was just everybody was so into it.
Because like as stand-up, you have smaller jokes within like your big 8-minute build-up, whatever.
Yeah.
Smaller joke, and then your massive release. But
Massive release.
Exactly. I'm trying to stay as. All right, I lost track.
He just had a New York moment.
Oh, I did. It was every time we even said a small joke, they were hanging on every single word.
Yeah, it was great. The theater was beautiful.
Yeah. I think the funniest thing is we did a Q&A, like a 10-minute Q&A at the end of every single show. And the first question that we got asked, like, you, sir, what do you want to say? It's like, do you like the Amish? I'm like,
Sure.
sure, why? It's like, would you have sex with your Amish sister? At this point, we're like, no. No. Thank you so much for your question. Next person, over here, what would you like? You want to me? No, I don't. Random person over there. Thank you so much for coming out. What about you? Okay, you're here with your mom. You're like 12 years old, you know, and your mom's like, oh, this is your big moment, Billy, whatever. You stand up, you grab your mic and go, can you say the line? So in front of this crowd of 600, 700 people, I have to tell this 12-year-old, you want my penis? Which every night I responded with, which the actual answer to that is no. But thank you for coming out. And the mom's face just dropped.
Yep.
Absolutely dropped. Like,
Parents in the crowd were always my favorite because I would make eye contact with them as I was saying horrendous things just to see what their reaction would be.
yeah. Oh, there's times as well, like we would have like an older gentleman in the front row or an older woman who doesn't really understand what we do or memes. So we would we're telling the jokes to everyone, but we're like staring at these people like, yeah, you like that joke? You know, granddad. You like that joke, granddad?
Yes! And then Philly cheesesteaks. We went to Gino's.
Pat and Gino's. We always heard the places that are Philly cheesesteaks start.
Yep.
Is there buildings that are opposite the street from each other. Also,
They
show some
stare at
pictures.
each other like they're like this.
Yeah. You're Pat and I'm Gino's, and every day people just go to either one or the other. You can't pick both. You have to choose either or.
Eat me. Eat me. We're back. All right, we're
Hi.
good. We're good.
What was your favorite? Pat or Gino's? 3, 2, 1.
Gino's.
Fantastic. Done deal.
Sorry, guys.
You can tell we just repeated every word. You can
Honestly,
tell we're hanging around with each other.
let me be honest though. I've only been to both of them once.
Yep.
So if you were to roll up a Pat's Philly cheese and a Gino's wrapper, I wouldn't know the difference.
No idea. No idea. There's also some nights I'm pretty sure we were drunk whenever we got there, because after the show, we'll say hi to you guys, then we'll just go on the bus. I showed them Demon Slayer, because I'm a weeb now.
Yep.
And we would just drink or just chill or hang out. So I think we were both pretty lit whenever we got there. Probably.
Philly was great. That was one of my favorite nights. I caught 2 shiny oddish in Philadelphia. I can't complain. Pokemon Go, still there.
Pokemon Go is still alive. It's amazing if you're traveling a lot. Just
Great.
saying.
It's great. Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh was the ghost hunting.
Yep.
Pittsburgh. All right, so there's a show that I used to watch growing up. It's called Ghost Hunters. I went through a weird paranormal stage. I don't really understand it.
I'm sure most of them have seen it.
Yeah,
Or heard of it.
Exactly. You know, Most Haunted, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And they did a show on Ghost Hunters for the venue that we played.
Right.
And they basically, I watched the entire thing. They go underneath the stage. They go on the stage. You're like, oh, I just got felt by a woman, you know, or whatever the hell they do in Ghost Hunters nowadays. And then they went downstairs. They went in the library, things like that. This place is creepy. Like, just as a side note, this place is like hundreds of years old, kind of terrifying.
What was it? It was the Carnegie Hall,
Carnegie
but
Hall.
not the main Carnegie Hall. There's 2 Carnegie Halls in Pittsburgh, which is really confusing when you're trying to Uber there.
No, yeah, there is.
We were the Carnegie Hall.
And the arts or something like
something
that.
with something. It's the one attached to a high school that's not actually in Pittsburgh. It's in the suburbs.
Yep.
But anyway, yeah. So it was, like I said, attached to a high school. The creepiest part, I only lasted like maybe 2 minutes down there. Was
Well, that sounds like you.
the boiler? Yeah. Hey man, I'm in it to win it. I'm in it to win it. We went down to the boiler room, which any boiler room is creepy.
Yep.
But when it's in a haunted high school, I made it to the part where it was like, okay, I can't see my hand in front of my face. I gotta go.
I loved it. I was thriving.
I was not.
I loved it.
I had never felt so squeamish in my life. I was so uncomfortable. I don't really like scary stuff.
Yeah.
At all.
So good though.
And of course, everybody knows that. So everybody was telling Craig, like, you gotta take him. Because Craig knows all my personal friends now. And so he dragged me through this ghost hunt, and I was urinating on myself for most of it. But it was actually fun looking back, like walking through the library. I never would have done that unless you guys made me do it.
No, of course not.
And I would never do it again.
Never.
Never. Not even consider it.
Until we go to Europe and Australia, and turns out they've done a most haunted episode on there. In which case, part 2.
Tour's canceled.
That was the end of leg 3. Leg
Yep.
4 was the shortest leg. We had Los Angeles, we had San Diego, and we had Tempe, Arizona.
Yep.
Los Angeles, we played LA live. We played the Novo. We had a bunch of our friends out. That was sick. That was really cool.
LA was great.
That was a gorgeous
At this
venue.
point, we were catching our stride, too. We were getting pretty
yeah.
comfortable. Like, this was our 13th show at this
Being
point.
dragged out in a bag and me punching a guy every night.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
getting dragged out in a bag, you never really get used to. But you just accept it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good talk, huh?
Yeah, so LA was great. You know, at that point it was almost like we were like halfway through the tour at that point. It was like a revisit, like, hey, we're back. Our show's a lot better this time.
Like people were wearing like the tour merch. Wait.
Oh,
no! Oh no! Okay. So if you came to the first ever show, you have something that the rest of the tour didn't get. So it was 100%. It was all of our fault because none of us. It went through like 20 different checks by 20 different people. None of us picked up on this. The demonetized tour. The trial show in LA, June 16th, or whatever it was, we spelt demonetized wrong. On the hoodies, on the posters.
On the tour graphics in the background, everything. Every single thing was wrong.
It was spelled like it was demonetized.
Yep, demonetized.
Yeah, demonetized.
The show starts at 7 p.m. We found this error at 4 p.m.
Yeah, and we realized like we don't have enough time to do this. So if you came to the first ever show, you have a limited edition demonetized shirt.
Right. It's like you know, like when two teams face off for the Super Bowl, only one of them can win, but they made a bunch of merchandise just in case the other team won. It's like that.
Yeah.
You got all the stuff that you shouldn't have, but we were just kind of like, whatever.
Yeah, it was okay.
Here you go.
We told people on stage and they still bought it.
Yeah, it's like we didn't want you to leave empty-handed, so we sort of made it like, oh, this is special because we're stupid.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, so every night we had mic, or every single day we had mic checks.
Oh.
Alex, who was our audio visual guy, decided to do a Q&A mic. I checked my mic, you checked your mic. We have like 4 different mics that we checked just to make sure.
Oh.
And Alex would come on and he would do this every night.
He's back.
Dear Craig, dear diary, I went and saw Craig today, and his hair was a little bit like, you know, when you like eat yogurt in the morning, and it's like kind of got that like weird stuff on top. That was like Craig's haircut, and I was like, man, why are you getting your haircut like yogurt curds? And I tried to ask him that during the Q&A,
Why
but then he didn't call
does
me.
it not
I think it's because I'm just too short.
end?
I really wish that I was a bit taller, that maybe my hand would go a little bit higher and they could see me during the Q&A. Hey Anthony, I have a question for you. When you shave in the morning, do you use like an actual razor or just like a dull knife?
Every day.
You know,
This
like,
is
your beard
audience
pretty
mic
good,
check.
but it's like a little weird around the edges, and it's like
God
so-
damn it!
Every single night, he put this high-pitched voice on. He's like, hey, your audiences are like 7. I'm just making sure the mic sounds good. And he roamed off for like 10 minutes every single night.
Yep.
Let me go through. Oh, yeah, there he is, the traffic cone.
Oh no.
Yeah, for some reason, so he was the one who was like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the demonetized store, or whatever. And every single night, he bought outfits, onesies, whatever the hell. So every time
Cat sweaters.
cat sweaters. So he loved himself every single night. It was fantastic. Every night he had something different that he planned.
He's great.
28 different times.
I love you,
And
Alex.
I love Alex too. The same time, the San Diego show, he tries to look at traffic cones.
Uh-huh.
That's all. That's all I gotta say about that. Tempe, Arizona. My personal top 3. The venue is incredible. Sold out. I nailed every single line. It was perfect. Everything was great. You didn't like it.
My least favorite show.
Yeah, not because of the crowd,
Nope.
because of himself.
Right. It's when you do something enough times, you sort of set it like an expectation for yourself. And that night when I was telling my story, I sort of let the crowd get to me.
Yep.
and it threw me off my game for the rest of the night. And everybody was like, "Oh, it was great! You guys did a great show." And when I was done with my bit, when Craig comes back on stage,
You're pissed.
I literally was so mad. Like I went to the green room, like I took a shot. Like I don't suggest doing that when you're angry,
No.
but I was so mad with myself because I feel like I'd let all the people down that had bought tickets. Like I didn't give it my. It's not that I didn't give it my best. It's just that
I thought you had a good show.
yeah, I wasn't pleased with it. So God, because it was like Craig said, it was probably one of the coolest venues we played.
There's
It
3
was
tiers.
gorgeous.
3-tier balcony.
Yeah. Oh man, the crowd was great. I don't know. I let them get to me.
Yep.
It went from like the crowd like laughing when I was telling my story to like chanting my name. It was a mixture of emotions that night. But
But then we also
my least favorite performance is what I'll say,
Yeah,
not
which is
least favorite
understandable.
show.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Then
fair.
we also get presents like this.
Oh God, that was Arizona.
Yeah, people literally sent us physical microwaves. There was this one that they made like an anime kawaii thing, and then there was another one where it was Microwave Man, where you got an old microwave, cut a hole at the bottom, so you can put it on your head, open the door, and be like, "Hello."
Straight up
I don't
helmets.
know where it is.
Straight up helmets.
And I think at the end of the tour, people keep asking me. I think I got maybe 300 different giraffes. As you can see, go watch the Ronald McDonald video where I give them all away, and then buy the U2s because it's a thank you for those who came out the tour and those who supported the giraffes, and get your own giraffe and panda now. Fantastic stuff. Rage, Shadow Loner.
No.
Leg 5, Nashville, Orlando, New Orleans, Atlanta. Nashville. So, there were 6 proposals on our tour. Nashville
Yes.
show. It was incredible. This one I've been planning for a while. Wildcat, who lives in Tennessee, this guy met up with Wildcat at a car show, and he was like, "Hey, I'm going to
my
Main
God,
Lad
I
show.
forgot.
Can we organize like me proposing to my girlfriend on stage?" He's like, "Tyler, sure." So Tyler sent me over this guy's information. We talked about it for a while, and we planned it out so they could propose on stage. Now, they proposed on stage. She said yes. Everyone said yes. Out of the 6 proposals on the tour, everyone said yes.
Thank God.
Which is, honestly, I think most of them met through my Discord server. So look at the description to my Discord server where you can find your girlfriend and boyfriend today. All right. He said as well, "Mini Lad, do you want to be my best man?" And I said, absolutely. So in July, I think it's in Arkansas, I'm going to go be a best man at my fan's wedding, which I'm recording, which I just think, like, in life, this should never be a thing, right? Being a best man at a random person's wedding, but I think it's incredible.
Why not?
Why not? Exactly.
Why not? Why the
So
hell not?
expect that very, very soon.
God, so what else happened in Nashville?
We brought Wildcat up on stage.
Yup.
That was fun.
Tyler's parents came out, which was
Yeah.
great. I love, they're basically my second set of parents.
Yeah, like, we stayed at Wildcat's house the 2 days beforehand. Tyler was in Miami doing for Need
We
for
went
Speed
to the
Sponsored Day.
zoo!
We went to the zoo.
Woo!
Kelly, Wildcat's girlfriend, was a zoologist, or works at the zoo. And
She did. Not
She
anymore.
did, not anymore. And then because Tyler wasn't there, we're really close with just like Wildcat and Wildcat's family period.
Yeah, so we just hung out with Kelly.
Yeah, we just hung out with Kelly, and then we went to play golf with, not Tyler, because he was in Miami, but just with the parents.
Tyler's parents.
We just went
Yeah.
and played golf with his parents. It was adorable. And
Yeah, no, that man
Wildcat's
can
dad
hit,
is a freak at golf.
that man can hit a ball like 6,000 yards.
It's ridiculous.
It's pretty nuts. Trying to think if there was anything else fun that happened in Nashville in particular. I think we just hung out with them all
I'm looking
night.
at my photos.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So we proposed to someone. So this photo.
We did
here-
not propose to somebody.
No. So this photo here is me, Anthony, and then the 2 couples. So this couple, they met and they proposed on my meme streams.
Mhm.
They proposed on their meme streams. It was incredible. This is about 6 months ago. So they came to the Nashville show. So this picture is 2 couples that have met through my Discord server who are now fiancés and engaged because of like what I do, which
Yep.
I think is ridiculous. And then there's some tall guy at the end though.
I don't know who he is.
Some tall dude. And then Orlando. Orlando is actually my phone background.
Is it? There it is. There, I see it.
Yep.
I see it.
Orlando, we oversold 110%.
Yep.
Plaza Live, it was 1,000 people. I flew Ty and Ty's entire family out to come out to see the show. So I bought like six round trip plane tickets for the family, the sisters, and Ty's girlfriend. And Orlando was amazing. Orlando
Yeah.
was incredible. I did 3 Make-A-Wishes of people who were like, out of anything in the world, they wanted to come along and they just wanted to meet me and Anthony. So we did 3 Make-A-Wishes. There was 1 Make-A-Wish we did in Orlando. There's a lot going on in Orlando because your dad's from Orlando. Or, well, not from Florida, but you
Right.
lived there.
Right. Yeah. So I had my family come through. I had a bunch of my friends come through. He had Ty there. Like, Orlando was one of my favorite shows. It was amazing. Oh my God, it was so much fun. I hadn't seen my dad in quite some time. And he came through, and I was like, you know what? I haven't seen my dad in a while. I'm going to surprise him with a bottle of liquor. So I got him a nice bottle of whiskey.
Yep.
I was like, here, this is for you. We can drink it, after the show
Your
or
dad's
whatever.
awesome.
Well, we did drink it. It wasn't after the show. We drank the entire bottle before the show.
You did, yeah.
So Craig's on stage, fighting a ninja and stuff. And me, I'm supposed to be in a bag. I'm actually on side stage doing this.
He's obliterated. He is obliterated.
Like, I was having so much fun. Craig, opens the bag, and I'm just like, hello. Like,
I'm trying to keep a straight face, trying to keep it going, but there's some nights in Orlando I just cannot but laugh as opening this dumb bag.
oh, man. It was awesome. The crowd was great. I brought my dad on stage so I could embarrass him.
Yeah, you put your dad on stage, and there was also your old roommate who we told the story, which you're going to tell everyone now because I love it.
All right.
All right, so we just spoke for 15 minutes, and then the recording didn't work. So Anthony, not just for the 4 people that I told you to tell it to the maybe 100,000, 200,000 people who watch this video, or God knows how many. Tell it again.
Oh, my God. All right. So picture it.
Okay,
It's 14 years ago. I'm 16 years old,
it's good math right there.
living with my parents,
Mhm.
as most 16-year-olds do. I hope. God, could you imagine a Fortnite kid buying his parents a home? Anyway. So my parents had a house that was all downstairs, just living corridors, nothing crazy, living room, kitchen, fun stuff. Upstairs is 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms,
Mm-hmm.
and a laundry room. And the laundry room just sits square fat dab in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And I did my own laundry at that time. My parents made me do stuff. It's if you wanted something done, just do it.
Yep.
If you want your laundry done, do your laundry. Mama's not taking care of it for you.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, fine. I had waited far too long. I was out of clean underwear.
Mhm.
I'm literally just wearing basketball shorts and nothing underneath. I'm free balling it.
Right.
It's just,
Commando.
you walk down the stairs and it just sounds like this.
It sounds like wind chimes.
Flesh chimes.
Fleshy chimes.
So I'm loading stuff into the washer or moving it into the dryer, whatever. I don't know. And I'm like, you know what? Damn, I got to fart.
Mm-hmm.
So I do what any other 16-year-old kid would do. I prepare for the fart.
Okay.
I brace myself. I hike a leg and I let that thing go.
Yep.
And then I realized that I was wrong.
You didn't fart, did you?
It was not just a fart.
No.
No. You remember, during the holidays, Christmas season, when they come out with extra large versions of candies?
Mm-hmm.
I looked down on my rug
Oh no.
in the laundry room, and there was an extra large Hershey Kiss sitting on the rug. But it was not chocolate. No.
No, sir.
'Twas but chocolate.
That was Chinese the night before.
Yes, I had indeed just fired off a solid nugget. And it landed right on the rug.
So what'd you do?
Well, I could have cleaned it up.
You could, that would have been too easy.
That would have made sense, right? I could have just cleaned up and hidden this from everybody. The fact that I was almost an adult and pooping myself. But instead, I walked 12 feet away from where the poop had landed into my mother's bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom, she's a lovely woman, sitting there on the bed, reading a book. And I barge into her room. And you guys probably know this, but I get a little angry sometimes.
Shocker.
And I was mad as hell.
You're mad at yourself.
Yeah, I was embarrassed, dude. I had just pooped. A solid, Dukin had fallen out. And my mom was like, what is wrong? She could tell I was distressed. And I just looked at her in the eye and I'm like, you gotta clean the rug from the laundry room. She's like, why? What happened? Are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm not okay. She's like, what happened? And there was that pause. There's that gif from American Idol where there's this black dude looking at Simon and he's just like, you know what I'm talking about?
No.
We'll find it and we can give it to Ty. And I look at her sort of just she's looking at me serious, distraught, a little upset. And I'm just like, I just pooped on the rug. She's like, what? And I had nothing else to say. What else do you say?
Away?
I literally left the room, stormed into my bedroom, shut, and locked the door.
Oh my god, dude.
And I had never told that story to my dad. And the first time he ever heard that story was in front of 1,100 people on stage.
And I made sure that every night, even if something's kind of half similar, came up in conversation during Q&A, I brought it up every single time. Like, hey, what's the most embarrassing moment on tour? I'm like, well, Anthony's most embarrassing moment was when he told everyone that he pooped himself at 16. Anthony, you want to tell that story again? And
No.
again? And again?
Yeah, it's like tonight. I've had to tell it 3 times.
Yeah, I know. Are we still recording? Yes, we are.
Jesus, God almighty.
And now we're on to leg 6. Austin, Dallas, Oklahoma City, and Houston. The Dallas, or the Texas leg.
The Texas
We
leg.
started in Austin at one of the best bars I've ever been to.
What bar was it?
That cocktail bar where we had like the different eras.
The Roosevelt Room?
Yes.
Wasn't that New Orleans?
No, it was not.
It was Austin?
That was Austin. Because we went from that barbecue place with Ava. And then Z came out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and then to the show. We met Nanners. Nanners came out. Puffer came out. It was, I haven't talked to Nanners like a year and a half. He hasn't done anything in a year and a half.
Dude, Adam, oh my God, I forgot all about Austin.
So if you go back and look, Adam C. Nanners is one of the main, motivational factors towards me starting a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
His last video is a PUBG mobile deal with just me and him. And to me, I hold on to that. I'm like, life is crazy. Yeah.
Dude, that's nuts.
Yeah. Austin was the smallest room we did by far. Normally, like the second lowest was like 500.
Austin was like, what, 354?
350, and I was so excited for Austin. For like 3 weeks, I was so excited for Austin because I'm like, if we're doing the show in front of 1,000+ people, what's it going to be like at like 300?
Right. Where it's more intimate.
And it was so good.
It's like we could see everybody.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude, that night was a blur.
That room was
I
fantastic.
had so much fun. I forgot all about Austin.
Yeah, Austin was so good. And then we went to get there was an Austin famous burger, or it wasn't Whataburger, it was something similar.
I don't remember.
You remember that?
Do you remember I had Whataburger like 3 times in Texas?
Yeah.
I remember one time. So I don't know about y'all, but when you go to a restaurant and you say I want the cheeseburger plain, that means you get a burger, cheese, and a patty. Yeah. At Whataburger, when you say you want a double cheeseburger with bacon plain, you get a bun, 2 beef patties, and bacon.
Yep.
Nothing else.
Nothing else.
Even though I ordered the cheeseburger, they were like, nope.
No cheese for you.
You said plain, sir, no cheese. It was really just 2 pieces of carbohydrates and protein. It was brutal.
Oh, all the Shop Lad stuff on my Instagram was all shot in Austin the night before the day of the show. Fun fact, like these guys. And next, Dallas. Dallas, we wore the cowboy hats. Dallas was so there was this guy in the Q&A, he came up to us and was like, hey, by the way, I have 2 cowboy hats, one for each of you. We wore them for the entire 2-hour show.
I don't know if I wore mine the entirety.
No, I did. You broke yours because it was made of like clay.
And I have a huge head, y'all. Like a big old noggin.
We both did. We both have big old melons.
Dude, I don't think I remember any of Texas. If I'm in...
No, because Oklahoma City was where we did... Oklahoma City was the next one. It's where we did like the drinks thing. Remember like the skit where like you would try and steal the drinks to the bar?
No.
The night of the nightclub night with the chicken wings.
Nope. Oh.
Chicken wing night.
This man ordered like 120 chicken wings. Okay?
Back up.
All right. No, I don't even know how far I can back up because I don't remember.
This is why we don't remember that night. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna show this on screen. That is me, myself, and Paz, the guy we were talking about earlier. This was at what time in the morning? 2:15 a.m. After the Oklahoma show. Our bus left at 3 a.m. to go to Houston.
All right, so we played a show, and then the venue that we played at had a bar connected. Like it was like within the same building.
Yeah.
It was like an old movie theater they converted. Like one of the theater rooms was the stage, and then like upstairs, like where the projector room and stuff would have been, was like a club.
Yeah.
So we literally just like shut our stuff down and then went over to the bar. And I don't know, it was rolling around to like closing time. It was probably like 1:30, almost 2 a.m.
I think it was one of the guys there. It was his last leg. It was Paz's last leg. So
Yeah.
he was buying everyone old fashions. He made sure that everyone had at least 2 drinks in their hand at any one time. He was like, "This is my last 2 shows with you guys. Let's have fun."
Yeah, and whew, we sure did. So Craig, being the man that he is, ordering food, he actually ordered it to the right spot this time.
Fantastic
But
stuff.
throughout the night at the club, he just kept going like this. They're almost here! They're almost here! And then he would set his phone down and go like walk like a conga line.
No, dude, okay, there was a conga line. We were all obliterated out of our minds. It's the whitest thing you've ever seen, even though most of the people there were black. It was a conga line forming to like Venga Boys. So I had a Postmates in my hand, and I was just like, 4 minutes to wings, boys. I would count down the minutes from it's ordered, it's picked up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah.
And then the wings showed up, and who was it?
It was me and Burgers.
You and Burgers.
Ironically,
they went back to the tour bus to get the wings and get everything set up. We stayed, had our last drink, closed out our tabs. We were at the bar for maybe, I don't know, an extra 15 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Tops. You ordered what? 80 to 100 wings?
Yeah.
By the time we got back to the bus, 15 minutes later, there was maybe 12 wings left. Maybe.
I'm so glad to be finally losing weight because I obliterate everything in my path.
He ordered 80 wings, and there was 12 left.
If I had to guess, I'm pretty sure some of them didn't arrive. But momentous feat regardless.
Didn't arrive for me or for you?
For anyone. You got nothing.
Dude, I think I got to suck the meat off of one bone. And Craig ate 72?
No, it's Burgers.
Oh,
I'm not eating 72 wings.
Burgers is this big. All right? And then there's Craig.
And then there's me.
Yeah. We've talked about Paz. Dallas was his last night before he flew back to Colorado where he lives. This man walked onto the tour bus with 2 different bottles of liquor.
Oh, yeah!
And was like, who wants to party? And like brought his hands together to like clap. Like, who wants to party? And forgot he was holding liquor. The bottles exploded.
Oh, no.
Liquor shot all over the bus. And he sort of just stood there like,
he had no idea. He was like, oh!
So we cleaned it all up. He ate 72 chicken wings. I had 1. And then there were still people partying at this club.
Yep.
So Paz thought it was a great idea to take what liquor we had left and just grabbed it and just left.
Yep.
He walked to the club with a bottle of liquor and then walked around the corner, and there was like these group of people up front, and Paz just goes, "Hey, ladies!"
Oh my, this thing. I forgot about this thing as well.
Yes! And they literally scattered like roaches when you turn
my
the light
God,
on.
that's so
Like, I've never
funny.
seen so many Ubers show up within like 30 seconds of each other than they did that night.
Yep.
That's the only thing I remember about Dallas, was being like accompanying the guy
Paz,
drunker
man.
than me.
Oh, dude. So next show is Houston with my favorite photo ever.
Dude, oh my God.
This is my favorite photo ever. So the next show we did was Houston, and it was Paz's last show. So
I thought Dallas
I brought him on stage saying, like, you know, Paz been doing this, that, massive round of applause. I have a guitar downstairs. I'll show a picture on screen now of both the Houston show and the Nashville show. People people signing guitars and giving them to me. I kept a lot of gifts from tour. Anthony, no. But this is when this photo happened. This is one of my favorite photos of all time. I'm surprised I haven't tweeted it yet. But this is everyone, apart from Chris.
Yep.
Because obviously him and Paz got switched out.
Right.
Houston was a good show. My buddy, who's a DJ, Ghastly, came over, and then he came back to Portland, and we wrote a song that will hopefully be in his next album. Fun fact about that, so whenever that song comes out, you'll understand the backstory.
So Oklahoma City was the night of the bar, right?
Yes.
And then we went back to Houston.
Yes.
And that was the end of that
And that
leg.
was the end of that leg.
Okay.
And then the next leg, the final leg, began in Sayreville. Sayreville was weird. It was the other venue that had like a sit-down menu or sit-down like table service. But this place, I don't know what y'all are doing in New Jersey, but it was kind of a smaller venue, and all the posters or all the pictures of people who played there before, and there was like Slash had played there. Well, obviously, you know, Guns N' Roses.
Right.
You know. Rage Against the Machine, Linkin Park, John Legend, all these people. I'm like, they played here?
It was the only building other than the VA Memorial across the street within probably a mile and a half.
Yeah. Oh, easily. It was absolute middle of nowhere. It was a really nice venue, but I'm like, these high-profile people played with the same thing as us?
Right.
Mad.
God, what do we... Oh, okay. So remember how we've told you guys about how my entrance to the stage is getting dragged out into a bag, and then Craig's entrance to the stage is like fighting a ninja.
Yep.
So even though we were in suburbia New Jersey, the people that ran the place, I'm 100% sure were in the mafia. 110% sure.
I don't remember this. Why?
Well, this was also the venue where it was a venue connected to a car auction.
Oh yeah!
So we were getting there setting up for sound check, and all you hear in the background is, can I get three, then four. And then you look over and these guys are picking up cars with like a
crane hook.
forklift and putting it onto like a car loader. I don't know. It was probably illegal. But anyway, coming back to what I was saying is one of the security guards walked up to our tour manager when they heard what was going on during the show and was like, yo, so somebody's fighting a ninja? And our tour manager was like, yeah, there's a fight. And the guy was like, can I fight a ninja? And the guy was like, no.
This is not.
It's planned. It's not random. We don't pick somebody to fight the ninja. And he's like, okay. So somebody gets dragged out in the bag, right? Can I drag the guy out in the bag? And the guy he was like, no, it's planned. It's planned. You cannot drag anybody.
I forgot about that too.
And the security guard was like, man, y'all like suck. This is bullshit. And like stormed off. Like he just wanted to hurt somebody.
He did.
He was just there to be like.
And the funniest thing
I
was,
just want to rough somebody up, man.
it was his 30th birthday.
Was it?
Because we watched Brahana.
My 30th birthday. I think
yeah.
about the security guards.
No. We watched Brahana, and then that day we played New Jersey.
Yeah, okay, so don't take this wrong, Jersey, but I didn't want to spend my 30th just in Jersey. All right, because, you guys are sort of like the rectum of New York. I'm just going to say it. So I flew into Brooklyn.
Damn!
I flew into Brooklyn 2 days before my birthday. Well, one day because I had, 12 hours of flight delays?
Oh, yeah. I was, oh my God.
Oh my God, it was horrible. But
Horrible.
I finally got to the city. I got my room. It was whatever. I went and saw an awesome artist that Craig just said. And then I had a security guard tried to murder me on my birthday. Not a bad way to spend my 30th.
Not a bad way at all. We sang happy birthday. Oh, wait! We sang happy birthday, and then the Q&A, the guy was like, I'll have a push-up contest with you.
He did like 4 push-ups.
And I did like 21 in 15 seconds.
This guy was like, I bet you can do more push-ups, and he could hardly do a push-up.
Yeah, and then the next guy was like, there's physical activity involved. The next guy came up and put me on his shoulders. I'm pretty sure if I can find a photo, this is me on some random dude's shoulders.
And if you can't find a photo, then here's art.
No,
Now, Jersey was a weird one, for sure. I'm pretty sure Jersey was the second night you ordered food to the wrong spot.
Yes, because that was one with the toy car.
Yep, and you tried to order it to New York. Because that's where we had been
hold
staying.
On.
No.
Toy car. Let's explain toy car. Toy car was a part of the show that we included for about 2 legs.
Yeah, about 8 shows, and then we cut it.
Only cut it. Basically what it was, as I already told you guys before, that part of my stand-up bit is I talk about the car accident story. We thought, because we're very, very dark-minded, wouldn't it be funny if we got a $500, not Toyota Tacoma, but Toyota Hilux, because there was no Tacoma, to drive out onto stage and run you over again. We thought it would be very, very dark comedic relief. We realized after a while that it didn't work half the time. The cues didn't work. No one in the crowd really got it, so we cut it. But for some, this is
we kept the car though
for 4 legs, and then we kept the car for I don't know what reason. And New Jersey is when we decided to let it go. It rest in peace. It got stuck going backwards in a circle. And rest in peace to Toyota Hilux.
So it's an RC car. Keep that in mind. It was like, like a Power Wheel that kids have.
Yeah.
But it had a remote control. So it was like an RC car that was huge. And it just sat in the back of this trailer for like 2 months.
Yep.
And this man's over here hogging the mic.
That was so passive-aggressive. I love it. Continue.
I realized it was over there.
I didn't even realize it was there.
I'll have to find the video on my old phone and like send it to you. But literally, like we turned it on and this thing was like, like what is happening? It making all these weird sounds and it literally started driving backwards on its own in circles. If you could do that, please. I hope you can find it.
I can't. No, I have just like the pictures of just pictures on the wall. Oh, okay.
I'll find it.
After that was Baltimore.
Oh,
Baltimore.
My God.
As far as Baltimore goes, it's a really nice place. Baltimore sucked. It was just, look, the crowd, it was the only show on tour where people normally people would get the show. They walk in, they're wondering what it is, they realize very quick what the show is, and they laugh and have a good time or whatever.
I think it was the venue's layout.
Yeah, it was. Hold on. Baltimore didn't get what the show was for maybe 20 minutes. So it was like a questioned laugh. So it's like, ha 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 ha. Like, they were confused if they were meant to laugh or not. The reason being is it's a stand-up performance. There was 3 tiers. Apart from there was no seating. It was all standing.
They couldn't hear.
They couldn't hear because the speakers were really bad. And also, the balconies went around, but it also went over 180. So there are some people that were stuck looking at the back of our heads for 2 hours. So it was the layup of the venue was very strange. And because of that, the audience didn't really get it. Once they did, they had a fantastic time.
Yeah.
But it took a hot minute. And that was one of the other Make-A-Wishes.
Boston or not Boston,
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
That was fun. That was fun.
So our venue was here, Baltimore Police Department, here.
Oh, yeah.
Literally in the same building.
That was the night I met Black Santa.
What?
Black Santa.
Who?
Black Santa!
I never met this guy.
Yeah, because you were on the bus. You're just like, I'm going to chill on the bus. I'm like, what? There's a club next door. I hate clubs. I like clubs if I know the DJ who were playing, but I was like, screw it. Why not? And it was there was 2 Santas walking around, just taking photos of people. I'm like, Black Santa, I want to take a photo with you.
Because this is
And
what,
now I
December
did.
5th? So this is like
Yes.
3 weeks before Christmas. So yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
And that was also the night that the police officer came up to me and was like, oh, I'm a massive fan, or my son's a massive fan of you. Even he had like Attack on Titan's like phone screen, even though he was like, working as a
Yeah,
cop.
still,
And
whatever.
he was like, can I just call my son to like, just to talk to you? He wished he could be there tonight, whatever. And I talked to him for a while. And Chris, who was the guy who took over from Paz, who worked for AEG, just starts chugging. Like I'm here, police officer's here, and Chris is just off to the side, chugging beers right beside this cop. Chugging beers as much as, I'm so sorry, because obviously it's illegal to chug. It's illegal to drink outside. It just chugging the back, beer in his face, And then
I'm so glad we don't have a green screen right now.
so someone out there's gonna spend the time to crop us out.
Oh yeah, if you take the time to map us out, all the
bad.
power to you.
Stop talking. That's a bad idea. This is bad. Do it. Yeah, and he was just actively drinking outside in front of the cop. And then the second to last night was
Columbus.
Columbus. It was your home show.
That's right. 2 days after my birthday. So I grew up in Dayton, Ohio.
You still live there.
I still live there. Columbus is like 90 minutes away. Literally, like all my family came out, all my friends. We sold out a venue. The last time I was at this venue which is Express Live. I was there for a sold out show. The second time,
who was it?
The XX.
Yep.
I went and saw the XX in like 2017, and then the second time I was there was 2019, and we sold it out.
Dude,
It's crazy.
Like we were selling at venues that very, very respectable bands have also sold out.
Yeah, it was
That's
awesome.
what was crazy about this whole thing.
Like Express Live is 900 seat capacity. It sold out within like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Like we had people standing.
Well, remember the original Detroit show was a 600-person show. It sold out in 4 hours.
Yeah, and then they changed venues, and that sold out again.
Chicago, we changed venues. It sold out for the second time. Mad.
Yep. So yeah, oh my God, Columbus was my number 1 show.
Well, of course, your family was there.
Columbus was number 1. Like
because there was amazing. Like there was obviously like
it was basically like the last show on tour too. So like we had mastered it at that point.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So that was
we
important
have some
to me.
very raunchy jokes. It's not a PG show.
No.
There's a lot of people who came to our shows like, I'm here with my dad. I told my dad it was a PG non-swearing show. No, it's not. If you come to the show in Europe and Australia, or if you've been to the show and you know what's on the intro video, you'll understand very quickly it's not a PG show.
No.
Because the first skit that I do 10 seconds into the show is atrociously bad.
Yes.
It's so good, but it's atrociously bad.
I mean, you told them like 3 hours ago what it was, so they know.
No, I didn't.
You did.
Not the very intro.
I think you did.
I did not.
Okay.
Because I've been keeping it secret. Because it's a gold mine. It's raining again.
Oh God, the roof is gonna leak more.
Oh yeah, by the way, follow me on Twitter, by the way. Here's my house and a giant hole in my living room ceiling because it was raining in LA for a day and it decided to cave in, and why do I bother with life anymore? The final show, Indianapolis, and we're saying, what was the place called again?
It was the Schrott Center at Butler.
Butler. So we were in Butler University.
Butler campus.
And we got there at like 12, and we found out at 1 p.m. that there was a ballet going on.
Yeah, the Nutcracker.
We went to go watch the Nutcracker. The first hour seeing to go and get prepared for our show.
Yeah,
'cause it was
apparently
right next
Butler
door
is like one of the highest rated like college ballet
in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were like, "Hey, we have a ballet going on. We also run this venue. Do you want some tickets?" And we were like, "Yeah!" And I'll tell you guys what, Craig has got some butt cheeks The guy who played the Nutcracker
Oh my days!
at this ballet, you could eat off of it. It was
Oh
like
my-
a shelf. It was like a fireplace mantle.
I've never seen so much cheekage in my life.
We were 3 rows from the back, and I was
Dude.
still like, I looked over at Craig and I was like, bro,
Let me tell you,
you've got some competition.
when I say that butt was dense, he had a dense butt. It was ridiculous. It was sculpted. We're both straight as anything.
Like, if
But,
I ate
oh
that-
my jeez.
Like, if his ass was sushi, I would not get nigiri. It would be sashimi only.
Oh,
Just
my
slices of some of that butt meat.
goodness. Exactly. Maybe a little bit of vinaigrette or something.
Nope. Straight.
All right, so we're gonna move on.
Just cheek meat.
Try convincing people we're straight now, huh?
I am straight as a circle. So anyway, I made good friends with the people who worked there. I still talk to them to this day.
Oh, yeah, the people who were working at the venue, because we got drinks with them afterwards.
Yeah, they were awesome.
So that night we recorded the first ever trial show, June 16, 2019, and then December 7th, the last show on tour in Indianapolis, we recorded as well.
Yep.
The first show was an hour and 15 minutes long. The last recording was 2 hours and 26 minutes because we broke down on stage.
Oh,
We
yeah.
did not want this tour to be over at all.
We were like finding ways for it to not stop. Like
we were stalling every single moment. It was like we tried.
we end the show each night with like a blooper reel, and we usually walk off stage and let people just walk. But we or just like buy merch, leave, whatever. We pulled chairs up on stage and we were doing like director's commentary for like the bloopers. We were like talking to people after the fact. I actually started crying because I was like,
started crying,
I
too.
don't want to go.
Because I was trying to hold it back as
I
much as
miss
I could.
it!
And then Anthony was doing his final speech. And I heard him do like the whole like when you start to cry hiccup thing, like when you talk like this and there's like one note that kind of spikes because you can't keep it together. I broke.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, I broke completely. And then that's when, oh my gosh, that's when someone brought my 10-foot son. Somebody made a paper mache, but it was like
have such a good
it was like chain like fencing around it.
It was chicken wire.
It was chicken wire. That's what it was. It was chicken wire. It was 10 feet tall.
Chicken wire
It
and
was
paper
about-
mache. They literally drove it to the venue in a U-Haul.
Yep. So to the person who made it, thank you so much. We couldn't take it. We couldn't even get out the door, dude. Like, I mean, if I can find a photo, I'll show it here. But like, we couldn't get out the door. It's my phone photo. Open up your text. Go to our text and show the people what your text picture is.
Just call me real quick.
There it is.
I am
So good.
guys. I am 5'10". Look at the size of that thing.
And that was tour.
Part 1.
Part 1. We'll come back and we'll make sure we do this after Europe. We'll make sure we do this after Australia. But yeah, for those who came out to the Demonetized Store, thank you.
That's assuming we live that long.
Yeah, I know. Good old. I made a coronavirus video or joke in the last video. Now we're realizing what's going on. Pretty poor taste. I'll apologize for that one.
He recorded that video long before the pandemic broke out.
I did.
It's fine. It's whatever.
But now uploading it, I'm like, anyway, Europe, Australia, U2s, buy our U2s, March 20th.
That's in like 6 days.
Exactly. If you like this story, you can get one because everyone brought us giraffes, and you see the back, and it's beautiful. Everyone bought him pandas. It's beautiful. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. This has been a longer video. I understand that.
Yes.
This is not every day I upload this length of a video. Anything you want to say?
Subscribe to my channel. I'm just kidding. Seriously, guys, thank you all so much for coming out to the tour and supporting us. Like,
That was insane.
if you guys didn't buy tickets and come out and like support our show, it literally just would have been us doing this, which is just 2 guys in a room talking to a camera, in big empty theaters. So seriously, thank you for giving. I think I can speak for us both.
Yeah.
Probably 3 of the greatest months of our lives.
Oh my. Yeah. 100%. 100%.
And opened so many doors and opened my eyes to what this career can possibly be in the future.
Well, because
so
you were scared to even go out for the first show.
Right.
You know, it was someone telling you to go out, to do it, to believe in yourself.
like, you got this, and
And
I'm
now
like,
you
no,
wanna-
I can't. I don't have this.
And you did, and you do. And
Yeah.
now you want to do a tour for yourself, which I
Right.
think you should do.
Yeah.
I think you should have your own stand-up tour. I'll do my own music stuff, or we'll just write another tour together. I
Sure.
don't know. We'll figure it out.
How about we do all 3?
True.
I'm already writing my own jokes for my own solo like stand-up tour.
And I'm excited for you. I'm excited for Europe.
His
dude.
music, if you guys, I mean, obviously you haven't heard as much as I have, but you should be excited. And then Europe, we're gonna come inside of you guys.
Yes. I said I'm down to do anywhere in Europe as long as we do Derry, Northern Ireland, which is my hometown, because it has the biggest theatrical stage in Ireland at 1,400 people. And I want to bring my family, my friend, and travel around Europe, and hopefully we're not all dead by then, and it'll be sick. Come to our tour. Thanks for watching. I love you. This is Big Jiggly Panda. Subscribe to him and do whatever you want. I'll see you next time. Y'all stay cute now.
Stay alive now.
Is this what TikTok people do?
I don't know. Is that what they do?
We're done here.